Welcome to The Explainer. So, Cinderella and online business. What's the connection? Well, today we're going to break down this really clever piece of marketing that takes a classic fairy tale and spins it into a modern story about digital access and the dream of entrepreneurship.
All right, so the story kicks off with a conflict that feels really familiar, but also super modern. I mean, forget the royal ball, right? The real palace everyone's trying to get into these days is the online economy. And this quote just nails that feeling of being on the outside looking in, which I think a lot of us who've tried to start something online can totally relate to.
So, we meet our hero. And let me tell you, this is not your grandmother's Cinderella. She's not scrubbing floors. Nope. Her big struggle is a mountain of bills and tech that seems to have a personal grudge against her. It's kind of like a classic hero's journey, you know? But the dragons she's got to slay, they're digital paywalls and software that crashes at the worst possible moment. And her dream is a big one. She wants to build her own thing online. But the story keeps it real. It grounds that dream in a pretty harsh reality. She's got a tiny budget and tools that are just awful. And right away, you've got this perfect underdog story. You can't help but root for her.
Okay, every good story needs a villain, right? Well, in this one, you've got the greedy, wealthy stepsisters. But here's the thing, they're not just characters, they basically represent a whole system. You know the one, the world of crazy expensive courses and exclusive tools that feel like they're designed to keep people out.
And this slide just lays it all out so perfectly. It's the core conflict right there, in black and white. On one side, you have our hero, just drowning in frustration and roadblocks. And on the other, the stepsisters with their brand new laptops and all the advantages money can buy. It's this huge contrast that really makes you feel for Cinderella and get kind of mad at the whole system she's fighting. And to make that barrier feel super real, the story slaps a number on it, $1,200. I mean, that's not just some random number, is it? It's a wall, a giant flashing price tag that makes you think, wow, this isn't just about them being lucky. This is just unfair. So just when our hero is at her lowest point, feeling like it's time to give up, that's when the fairy tale magic kicks in. A solution appears out of nowhere. But it's not a fairy godmother with a sparkly wand. Oh no, it's something way, way more modern. And this is so smart. It's a total remix of that classic fairy tale moment. Instead of a magical invitation to a royal ball, what does she get? Something we see 100 times a day, a pop-up on her screen. It takes this fantasy element and just drops it right into our everyday digital lives. Genius. And there it is. That's her call to adventure. It's just a simple little pop-up, but it's the thing that's going to change everything. And notice how it's presented. It's not just another annoying ad. It's framed as this beacon of hope, a magical message. So next up, we meet our mentor. And it's not Prince Charming looking for a wife. Nope, it's Prince Frank, the giveaway prince. And his whole deal isn't about a life of royalty and leisure. It's about empowerment. He's offering her the keys to the kingdom, the actual tools she needs to succeed online. But, okay, what happens next? This is the really crucial part. The story doesn't just dangle a solution in front of you and walk away. It actually shows you the transformation. This is where the whole marketing story really pays off, by showing us exactly what our hero gets. So what exactly is in this prince's treasure chest? This is what's so cool about it. They're all framed like magical treasures. You've got marketing software for up to 90% off, AI tools that cost about as much as a cup of coffee, premium courses she could finally afford. See, these aren't just discounts. They're presented as the literal keys to the kingdom, and each one is a perfect solution to the problem she was facing before. And from there, the story lays out this super clear aspirational roadmap. It takes this huge, complicated thing, building a business, and breaks it down into 4 simple steps. It makes the whole transformation feel not just possible, but pretty straightforward, actually, especially for anyone watching who feels like they're in Cinderella's shoes. And boom, here's the ultimate payoff. Our Cinderella doesn't just get by or catch up. She becomes a respected creator. She actually surpasses her stepsisters. That's the big aspirational moment of the story, and it drives home the point. With the right access, the underdog doesn't just get to compete, the underdog can actually win. And finally, we get to the moral of the story. Because just like any good fairy tale, this marketing narrative has a powerful lesson it wants you to walk away with, a message that's designed to stick with you. This one line, it just perfectly sums up the entire marketing message. It's basically a declaration of war on the old way of doing things. The story is positioning its product as the great equalizer, the thing that's going to smash through all those financial barriers and open the door to success for everybody. So really, the big takeaway here is how it completely reframes that classic symbol, the glass slipper. It was never really about the shoe, was it? It was the key to a whole new life. And this story is making the argument that today, in our world, that key is affordable access to the right digital tools, the tools you need to build your own future. And that leaves us with the final thought to chew on. By wrapping a product up in a fairy tale, this story does a lot more than just try to sell you something. It kind of holds up a mirror and asks us to think about our own lives. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? In this world full of digital castles and high walls, how do you find your key?